Okay, if you guys have been trying to fix your life in any fashion, get in better shape, start using social media less, stop binge eating or, ODing on sugar, alcohol, any other kind of drugs, caffeine, you have too much coffee or monsters all the time, you can't wake up without smashing a Red Bull, you're addicted to the hub, you can't stop fapping, you've tried many times, you want to replace these habits with reading, you want to start meditating, you want to start journaling, you want to go to bed earlier, you want to waste less time, you don't want to wake up and spend 2 hours scrolling on your phone through Instagram models and then, hating yourself 2 hours later when you realize you feel like crap, you don't think you'll ever get these women because you yourself aren't a high value man because you're wasting your time and you're stuck on all this instant gratification stuff. But when you try to do something about it, you might make progress for a couple days, you go to the gym for a couple days, you're able to quit the hub and fapping for a couple of days. You're able to, cut out the cheat meals and the binge eating or the sugar or the caffeine. But before you know it, you tried your best. You got motivated by a video or a conversation with a friend. But before you know it, you're right back in the same addictive cycles, and you fall right back into self-loathing and self-criticism and ridicule. And it's destroying your self-confidence. It's destroying your ability to attract a high-value woman. It's destroying your ability to level up in the gym with building the dream physique you always wanted. It's destroying your ability to level up in your job and your career, or maybe quit your job and build something entrepreneurial of your own that you're proud of. If anything I just said describes you, this video is for you, because I literally just described myself for most of my 20s, and it's not your fault. It's not my fault. The world is literally designed right now to keep us addicted to food and sugar and caffeine, and to keep us addicted to our cell phones, feeling like virtual reality and this little screen, and pulling down, the next Instagram post and the next TikTok. That should be more engaging and interesting to us than what's in the real world. And it's a very simple concept of instant gratification versus delayed gratification. And I'm here to tell you that if you can replace your addictive personality for instant gratification and instead choose delayed gratification, your life will change. The reason you're not accomplishing any of these goals successfully is because anything worthwhile in life takes time. It's not easy to build a dream physique. It's not easy to build a dream career. It's not easy to attract a high value woman. Well, it is once you do the things that I'm going to talk about. But when you're stuck in addictive patterns with alcohol, caffeine, sugar, all the things that I've already listed, you can't put in focused work for a long enough period of a time on anything that matters to actually make progress, because your brain is like, well, why would I want to work for a year on building my dream body when I could just go eat a Snickers and feel good right now? But the problem is that almost everything that's instant gratification oriented, it's destructive to your body, brain, or spirit in some way. There's almost nothing that gives you instant gratification that is healthy and good for you. Sugar is bad for you. Caffeine, it might jack you up in the moment, but afterwards you're going to have a crash, and you would be much better off if you just had consistent, clean energy from actually eating healthy and getting proper rest and recovery, and then even sometimes detoxing from technology so that your brain and your spirit can recuperate, in nature and in sunlight and through conversation with real humans instead of our screens. Like, I don't want to make this video too long because I know that right now if you're clicking this, you probably have an attention span of like 15 seconds because you are addicted to instant gratification, like I just said. And that's okay. I'm not here to yell at you and call you a piece of shit for being addicted to things that are normalized in society. Everyone does it, right? Everyone's addicted to TikTok and Instagram and sugar and caffeine and the hub. But then again, almost everyone doesn't ever achieve their full potential in life and true, happiness and fulfillment. They may do a better job than others of projecting an image online that they're happy, and they may be lying to themselves and the people around them, saying that they're, they feel happy, or maybe they just don't know what that next level is, so they think that it's as good as it gets. But I'm here to tell you that there are so many facets of the brain and body and spirit that 99.9% of people never even remotely tap into. And it's because they just stick with the normalized things in society and never go against the grain a different direction to unlock, pieces of their potential that they, would. Once you start to see this new way and your eyes are opened, you'll never want to go back. And your motivation to continue doing the hard work that gets you results will be strengthened. So basically, the answer to everything that I just talked about is replacing instant gratification with delayed gratification and replacing the toxic habits with healthy ones. Just like, you would be going to rehab for alcoholism. They're not just going to remove the thing that you're addicted to and then give you nothing else. Like you have to have a replacement strategy. So I'm here to tell you that we're gonna, this isn't a challenge. This isn't like, oh, do this for 5 days and change your life. Like there's a zillion dopamine detox videos on YouTube already, if that's all you're looking for. And unfortunately, that's still instant gratification based. It's like, do this for 2 days and you're gonna feel better. And that's the reason people make those videos is because it's sexy and it's a clickbaity title. People want to hear that they can fix their life in a couple days. And unfortunately, that's not the reality. You have to replace bad habits with good ones, which takes time. But over time, as you start to build momentum and progress towards finding a life that fulfills you, finding your purpose, doing hard, deep work that, really doesn't feel like work because you're expressing who you uniquely are to the world. And if all of us could figure out who we are, what our skill sets are, and then project that into the world at scale, we would all be wealthy and extremely happy doing something that felt like it was our calling. And I'm here to help you guys do that. That's going to be the basis of this channel. I myself have tapped into that over the course of the last year, but really it's been, a decade of experimenting with different things to get to this point of clarity that I'm at right now, where I really know who I am. I really know what my calling is, and I'm doing it. And the point of this channel is to help, young men or women get to this same point of clarity in life and really put their foot on the gas in the right direction and basically just flip off normal things that other people are going to tell them they should be doing and they innately know deep down aren't right and it's not for them. So the things that we're going to be focusing on cutting out, and I'll get into the details of all this in future videos again, because I really want to try to wrap this video under 10 minutes to hopefully retain at least like 5% of you and get you to watch the next video and actually change your life rather than just being like, oh, cool, dude, and then clicking next and continuing to scroll through mindless YouTube videos, continuing to scroll through random BS on Instagram and TikTok. So we're going to be cutting out TV and video games, sugar, alcohol, any other kind of drugs, cheat meals and binge eating, the hub and fapping, caffeine, stimulants, any form of social media other than, for business or for learning things like this to actually change your life. I wouldn't really call this social media. This is more of like online education. And if you curate your social media feed to only show you that instead of hot Instagram models that you'll never talk to, then social media can actually be a very positive thing. But I know it's challenging and I'm here to help you guys through that. But those are the things we're going to be cutting out. So basically anything that gives you an unearned dopamine spike. Dopamine is just like the pleasure chemicals in your brain telling you like, ooh, this feels good, do more of it. That's why sugar is addictive. That's why the hub is addictive. That's why caffeine is addictive. That's why social media is addictive. All of it just like overstimulates your brain immediately, flooding these hormones and chemicals telling you like, wow, this feels good. And of course you're going to want to keep pushing that feel good button. Our brains are hardwired to run away from pain and run towards pleasure. That's how ultimately we're set up to survive. If we didn't have that hardwiring in our brain, we would not run away from, danger and a lion chasing us or like a hot flame. We wouldn't understand that pain was going to kill us and we would run towards it. But the fact that our brain is hardwired that way is why the modern society and the way everything is set up for instant gratification has created so much anxiety and depression and just kind of useless, idle people that can't get their lives moving in the right direction. They're just stuck. It's not your fault. It's the world is set up this way. People are making their livings, in the nutrition world by genetically engineering food to keep us addicted with, heavily processed food and carbohydrates that spike your insulin and just dripping with sugar that's going to make your brain reacts to sugar the same way it reacts to like cocaine. It just continually wants more and more and more and won't stop until it gets it. So you're fighting an entire industry of nutritionists and scientists trying to keep you addicted to food. And the same goes with social media. People trying to keep your attention on your cell phone because that's how they make their living, is if your eyeballs stay on TikTok and then they can sell more ad spots, then all of a sudden that ecosystem works, but it's not, it doesn't have your best interest at hand. So we're going to be cutting out all forms of instant gratification and replacing them with healthy habits that lead to long-term delayed gratification, such as reading, meditating, breath work, cold showers, daily exercise, journaling, and gratitude practice, consistent sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day and getting an adequate amount of sleep, like 9 hours, fasting every morning for 4 to 6 hours, talking through problems with therapists and mentors and healthy friendships, and replacing all of the garbage that you watch on social media with uplifting content directly related to your goals from people that you respect and aspire to be like. So that would be the punchline of this first video, like cut out all these things and replace it with all these things. And at first you're gonna be fighting yourself tremendously. You're just gonna be so bored. You're gonna wanna pull out your phone 24/7, and you're gonna be thinking about food 24/7. And I will guide you guys through, because I've been through every step of this, and I wouldn't even say that I'm a master yet. A lot of this channel is gonna be me talking about things that I'm personally working on right now, rather than me sitting in this position of like, I'm the best in the world at this thing, everyone should listen to me and do exactly what I say. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I am navigating some of these waters myself as well, because the goal here is that this isn't like a 30-day or 60-day challenge. The goal is that you literally remove these things from your life forever and you get so much further with your life and experience so much more and have such a full, inspiring lifestyle, because you've replaced all of this garbage short-term stuff that the world wants you to think is important with what's actually important, which is realizing your full potential as a human being so that you can be the best version of yourself to impact your closest loved ones in the most positive way, and then scale that out and impact as much of the world as possible during your time on Earth. So that's what I believe. I'll get into that some more in some future videos. If this is interesting at all, please click like on this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next video where I talk about self-improvement and dopamine detox and all the other things that I'm working on right now. If you have some questions about anything I said in particular, like, yeah, I've tried to quit sugar, but I just don't know how do I do it? Drop a comment. I'm gonna make a video on each one of the specific pieces of the dopamine detox and the step-by-step way of doing it. And I'm also working on an ebook right now that's going to be a little bit more of a concise format for you to, take this challenge head on and really change your life. So I'll leave it at that for now. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your grandma. And as soon as you close this video, I want you to put your phone down, go outside, look up and around at the sky and the clouds, touch a fucking piece of grass or a leaf, and do 10 push-ups. And I guarantee you'll feel a lot better. Love you guys. Peace.